Hey guys, this is WWEKhanToolz and I'm leaving you my weekly review. So last week, I only did my SmackDown review and not my weekly review, so I apologize for that I didn't do Raw. This week I'll be doing 3 reviews. Extreme Rules, Raw review, and the new SmackDown review as well. So let's get started with Extreme Rules. So it's been announced a tables match for the Intercontinental Championship between Big Show and Cody Rhodes. Santino will retain his title against Sheamus in the pre-show as well. And then that is when Extreme Rules starts with Randy Orton versus Kane in a Falls Count Anywhere match. What happens is that they fight on the stage, that they fight in the crowd, and they fight outside the ring. At the end, what happens is that Kane chokeslams Randy Orton kicks out. He tries to do the tombstone, Randy Orton reverses it to a RKO and wins the match. So then he finally proves that he is Viper. So then backstage, Triple H calls on the phone to John Laurinaitis, and Triple H was not shown, but we know that Triple H called John Laurinaitis, but why? Could it be that Triple H comes back at Raw? Don't know. So then Brodus Clay defeats Dolph Ziggler, and you know, it's absolutely predictable and it's quite ridiculous as well. Big Show versus Cody Rhodes in the tables match. What happens was that Cody Rhodes defeated Big Show. I know what you're thinking, Cody Rhodes cannot do that. He can't put Big Show to a table, but Big Show can. You see, what happens is that Big Show at the end tries to get in the ring, and he doesn't get in the ring, but he gets like outside the ring. He gets on the ring, and then Cody Rhodes drop kicks Big Show. Big Show puts his foot on the table outside, and then Cody Rhodes wins the match as a new champion once again. After the match, Big Show comes out, chokeslams him on 2 tables. Actually, he chokeslams him on 1 table and then picks him up and throws him to outside the other table. And then that's what happens. And then it was a 2 out of 3 Falls match, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. So Fall 1 was that what happened is that Sheamus wins by disqualification because Daniel Bryan keeps on kicking him more than 5 times, and he was disqualified. Sheamus wins. Fall 2, Daniel Bryan wins by submission, but the thing I don't get is that referee was just, he thinks that Sheamus has been fainted. Well, he was fainted and he started doing this to his hand, and he just thought, you know what, that's it, it's over, and Bryan wins. But you see, what happened is that WrestleMania and Cena versus The Rock, that is not what the referee did. What he did is that The Rock was fainted on the STF, and he did this, like he got his arm like this, 1, like 2, but then Rock, you know, as you've been seeing WrestleMania, that's not what the referee did at Extreme Rules in that match. But that's okay, because there's 1 point to Daniel Bryan and 1 point to Sheamus. 1 final round, 1 final fall, and Sheamus wins it by a bro kick to the skull. Don't worry, it was not in 18 seconds, it was more than that. But you see, what happened was that Sheamus was always down. He was always down. Like, I mean, that WrestleMania match was just a fluke. Like, yeah. And Daniel Bryan was just keep on doing submissions and kicks to him. At the end, right at the end, Sheamus taught Daniel Bryan a lesson by kicking him in the skull and wins the match. Not a good match at all. Better than WrestleMania, but yeah, it's good enough. And then it was a street fight match between CM Punk and Chris Jericho. I gotta say, this match was really, really good. It was a Chicago style, by wearing the jeans and all that. Jericho starts hitting Punk, CM Punk starts hitting Jericho. They fight on the stage, they fight on the crowd. Actually, not in the crowd, they fight outside the ring. And, you know, like flying elbows and steel steps and steel chairs and fire extinguishers were involved. And also CM Punk's sister slapped Chris Jericho right on the face, and CM Punk got a fire extinguisher and got all that steam on Chris Jericho, and it was really, really funny. Jericho tries to clean his face, didn't really happen. So then what happened was that CM Punk put Jericho to an announcer table. What a dangerous stunt he did. CM Punk flying elbow on Chris Jericho right on the announcer table was very dangerous, but it was cool as well. Right at the end, what happened was that CM Punk hits the catapult to the turnbuckle, and then he does a GTS and wins the match like a man, and it was awesome. He retains the title, and it's good. So yeah, that's what happened. And then Triple H, what is he going to reveal? He is going to return Monday Night Raw, but what is he going to reveal to the universe? Don't know. And then it was the final match and the biggest match, not bigger than John Cena vs. The Rock, but I gotta say it was a good match. John Cena vs. Brock Lesnar. John Cena defeated Brock Lesnar. At the beginning, Brock Lesnar makes Cena bleed. He makes him busted open on his hair, starts hitting him with impressive punches on the skull, onto his face. It was absolutely brutal, violent, and I gotta say he was a war machine. So then what happens was that Cena tries to make a comeback by doing the AA or maybe doing that drop kick to him. Brock Lesnar mistakenly hits the referee. Referee gets hit by Brock Lesnar's elbow, falls down outside the ring. So anything can happen. So then John Cena tries to do the AA, but then Brock Lesnar does the F5 to him. A new referee comes out. 1, 2, no, not good enough. Referee gets attacked by Brock Lesnar by being so angry, by not winning the match. Still not winning the match. He has to do a lot of stuff. Brock Lesnar gets the steel steps involved in the ring because it was an Extreme Rules match. John Cena gets the chain involved as well. And what happened was that Brock Lesnar got onto the steel step, flies outside the ring, and yeah, that's what happens. And he just flies onto John Cena outside the ring. It was absolutely amazing. He did fall down his knee. He did get quite injured because he did some kind of botch, and his leg, his foot got stuck to the ring, and so yeah, that's what happened. And then John Cena hits the chain right onto Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar is busted open right inside the ring. John Cena makes a quick comeback with an AA on Brock Lesnar on the steel steps, wins the match, and yeah, that's what happened. John Cena busted open. Oh my god, it was absolutely brutal, but he won the match. It was awesome, and yeah, I hope he keeps on going on and forgets the loss to The Rock, but still respects him. After the match, John Cena announces that he has injured his left shoulder, and he has injured his skull as well, and yeah, that's what happens. And he says that he thanks Chicago by being such a great crowd, and yeah, if he wants to take a vacation, if he wants to take a break, he can't do it any better than this. So he thanks the crowd, he thanks Chicago, and he thanks what a great match it was, and he, you know, good night everybody. So that's what happens, Extreme Rules. Let's get down to Monday Night Raw. So what happened was that Brock Lesnar and John Laurinaitis segment. Brock Lesnar says that last night he brought the pain to Cena by injuring him. Triple H returns and the music hits, and he says that Brock Lesnar holding the company days are over. That's what he says. The crowd screams, mad, cheers for Triple H, and Triple H says that he starts saying that the name of the show is always going to be Monday Night Raw. And he says that Triple H doesn't care if he wants to leave, but the thing that he's not going to do is hold this company for so many days. So that's what he's saying, that it's over. And if he keeps doing that, then he'll just get out of the company. His contract will be gone, ripped up, and that's what's going to happen. But Triple H wants him here. He wants him to face so many people like Randy Orton, CM Punk, and Sheamus, and maybe a rematch with John Cena as well. I know that should not happen after what went through last night. So yeah, that's what should happen. Triple H kept on saying that, and it says that it's your choice by being here, but not holding this company, And John Laurinaitis is really annoying, saying that he thinks that Triple H is disrespecting Brock Lesnar because he thinks that he's the face of the company. Triple H turns around, tells him to shut up. Finally, Brock Lesnar attacks Triple H, starts spearing him, not really spearing him, but tries to spear him onto the turnbuckle and headbutts him and punches him with impressive moves. Triple H makes a comeback, tries to defend himself by hitting him hard as he can. Not good enough. Brock Lesnar got that submission move that he used to injure John Cena's left arm. It is called, I don't know what it was called, but it was called the Kimura, yeah, that was it's called, and it snapped Triple H's arm, broke his arm, and it was absolutely violent. Not as violent as last night, thank God. Yeah, so that's what's happened. Triple H is again injured, so yeah, that's what happened, and Triple H just broke his arm. So that's what happened. Brock Lesnar is gone. Eve, with glasses, I think she's a helper of John Laurinaitis, and she announced that there's gonna be a Beat the Clock challenge. There's gonna be 5 Beat the Clock challenge matches, and the winner will face Punk at Over the Limit in 3 weeks. So the first match, Beat the Clock, The Miz defeated Santino, and the time to beat was 4 minutes 18 seconds. So it's 4 minutes 18 seconds. Beat the Clock match 2, Chris Jericho versus Big Show. Chris Jericho won, but no one beat the clock. Nobody beat the clock, and Chris Jericho won by Countout. And it was announced that the Bella Twins have been fired after their triple threat match that happened at Raw, where Layla, the return of Layla, because she won last night when she returned, and she became the Divas Champion right away. The Bella Twins have been fired because they lost against Layla today. And then it was a Beat the Clock challenge, Randy Orton versus Jack Swagger. Randy Orton defeated Jack Swagger in a new time, 4 minutes and 16 seconds. It's a 2-second difference. It was very close for Miz, but not good enough. Randy Orton has a new time to beat, 4 minutes 16 seconds. This was not a Beat the Clock match. This was a tag team championship match between R-Truth and Kofi Kingston and Epico and Primo, those annoying people. And finally, there is a new tag team champions, and there is Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. Congrats to them. And then it was a Beat the Clock match. The Great Khali versus Kane. No contest. Nobody won. Nobody got to beat the clock. I don't know why there was no winner, because like nobody won, nobody pinned. So the match did not go on because nobody beat the clock. After the match, Kane chokeslammed the Great Khali. I'm thinking a match between the two, or possibly I'm thinking a match between I forgot to say this earlier, Brock Lesnar and Triple H, after Triple H you know, recovers from his broken arm. Another and the final Beat the Clock match, Daniel Bryan versus Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler wanted to come back and maybe once again, maybe no, not once again, but first time his chance to be the champion, but did not go well. Bryan is a new #1 contender by doing a submission and winning. 1 minute 55 seconds he does that all, and he's a new #1 contender. CM Punk, his music hits, comes to the ring, holds the title up, and yeah, so, and then Bryan says yes, yes, yes. So yes, 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 it will be Over the Limit, Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk for the championship. And then it was backstage, John Laurinaitis absolutely furious, absolutely angry, and because he lost to Brock Lesnar, he's gone, Brock Lesnar is gone, and now he is announcing that there's going to be a mystery opponent for John Cena and Over the Limit, and he knows exactly who it is. So straight away it announced John Cena with a left arm injury and a bit of injury in his skull, versus a mystery opponent that will be announced tonight. And it was John Cena comes out, standing tall, and his music hits. Cena suffered multiple muscle sprains and a laceration on the skull, so he's really injured, and he says that he is here, even though he's injured, he can do what he does best. And yeah, I agree to him that he's here and he can do what he does best, and that is fight, fight, fight. John Laurinaitis comes, and Cena insults John Laurinaitis by saying that he is an idiot, and swears at him, and says that he is still finding a mystery opponent for him, even though John Cena is injured. But you know what, he said it himself that everybody, even though they're injured, can do what they do best. So I agree on that, and I would love John Cena to have a mystery opponent for over the limit. And then before John Laurinaitis says that his mystery opponent is, Law Tensai's music hits. So I'm guessing that Law Tensai is John Cena's mystery opponent, even though they had Extreme Rules match about 2 weeks ago. So he starts attacking John Cena, but he did not attack Cena. See, John Laurinaitis was behind John Cena. He hit a mic on John Cena's head where he was injured on the skull, and John Laurinaitis, even though he has been trained as a professional wrestler, he starts attacking him as a professional wrestler because he is a professional wrestler a long time ago. But I'm quite impressed, quite in shock, because I haven't really seen him wrestle that much since those weird tights from him. So it's been announced, and he says to himself, to his face, that his opponent will be John Laurinaitis. So John Cena versus John Laurinaitis at Over the Limit. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And what happens was that Law Tensai smashes John Cena to the steel steps. So that's what happens. And I said, again, ridiculous. So that was a really boring Raw. The last week's one was absolutely better. So let's just forget Raw and let's go to SmackDown. Alright, so that's what happens. And then let's go to SmackDown, and that was Sheamus calling out Daniel Bryan for a match. Sheamus defeated Daniel Bryan in a non-title match by disqualification because the new number contender Del Rio interferes. Daniel Bryan and Del Rio argue, and basically that's what happens. They start arguing and they have words after the match. But you see, that was actually backstage. That was after what happened. And you see, what happened was that Sheamus and Del Rio, after the match, had some words to say, and Del Rio injures Sheamus. And now I would say that Del Rio and Daniel Bryan had words to say at backstage, and they were arguing that who is going to have a match with Sheamus. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Who's going to get a title shot is obviously Del Rio, Alberto Del Rio, because Daniel Bryan is facing CM Punk at Over the Limit, and he has no business in SmackDown. He has no business in being in SmackDown. So yeah. And then Eve is trying to check out if Sheamus can compete tonight again. So that's what happened. And then it was the tag team champions Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, the new champions, versus Hunico and this new person called, no, it's not really a new person, it's that manager of Hunico called Camacho. And Kofi and Truth defeated Camacho and Hunico. And then it was Brodus Clay, the weird person, defeated Jack Swagger by disqualification, interference by Dolph Ziggler, and Brodus Clay headbutts Dolph Ziggler and starts dancing around like an idiot. And then it was, basically it's been announced for tonight's main event, part of the main event, Randy Orton and Big Show teaming up against Kane and Cody Rhodes. And then it was Orton and Big Show versus Kane and Cody Rhodes, and Orton and Big Show do the RKO to Kane, and Big Show does the knockout to Cody Rhodes, and they win the match, and that was the winners, Big Show and Randy Orton. And then the main event, a rematch non-title match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. I don't get that at all. The match was made by Eve, and Sheamus is ready to compete, but there is a bandage on his shoulder because from the attack of Del Rio. Sheamus defeated Daniel Bryan with a brogue kick to the skull. After the match, yet again, Alberto Del Rio interferes, and yeah. So my opinion is that I think Del Rio will face Sheamus at over the limit for the championship. Yeah. So that is all the time I have for today. Please subscribe, like, comment. Peace!